The Muslim community is looking to drag us back. They're looking to oppress women, oppress homosexuals. They're looking to destroy everything that makes America great. President Trump, send ICE into Dearborn. These people have overstayed their visas. They're H-1B chain migration invaders, and they have come to this country to destroy our way of life. We know exactly your laws in your book about lying to our faces, pretending to be Americans, wearing your suits. But that doesn't happen anywhere else where you guys are in charge. There are 53 Muslim majority countries, and in all of them, it is tyranny, destruction, it is shithole living. We have to call it what it is. You guys don't live like we do. We don't want you in our country. We will come and eat your shawarma in Somalia, okay? We don't need it here in Michigan. We don't need it in any part of America. We have a right to self-determination. Our founding fathers fought and died for our posterity, for white Americans. Amen. And we're being driven out. You come here and you marry 4 or 5 women and you outbreed us. You change the laws. You make all of our country look like the places that you fled from. We don't want you here. Respectfully, get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here. Get out of here. I don't want you here. I don't want you here. This is our country. And the people, the veterans, the World War II veterans, that's blood has soaked for our constitutional republic, are taking a look around Europe. They're taking a look around America, and they're saying, what the hell did we fight for? We have been taken over without a single shot fired. You guys are outbreeding insidious parasites on the American way of life. You will never look like us. You will never eat like us. You won't build buildings like us. You are nothing. You can build nothing. Just like President Trump's great American friends have said. You guys are not us, and get the fuck out. America first. America only. God bless America. Jesus is king. 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 Let me grab my... Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Christ is king! Put your hands on me. There's no reason to put your hands on me. Jesus is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. America first!
I live in Detroit. I'll be here tomorrow.
We're coming to make sure you Muslims don't take over.
What are you going to do?
2 billion Muslims feel safe in America.
Go. Keep walking. Let's go. Keep walking. Let's go.
We will not surrender. We will not back down. This is what Muslim America wants us to do. They want us to cower. Christians, stand up. Stand tall. America, across this country, rise up just like we did today in Dearborn. In Texas.
It's time to get better. What will our founding fathers do?
These people here. I'm fine.
You asked for an answer.
I'm not going to join. Radical Islamic extremists support leftist politicians.
Because the left think they're smart. The left, they think they're smart. You know why? Because they think by getting the vote, they're smart. The leftist mentality, and I used to be a staunch leftist in my voting, in my politics, in my community, always welcome the Greens and Labour in Australia. Never the Liberals or the Conservatives. So the leftists, their whole aim in life, everything, their policy, their politics, their funding, everything, Soros, agenda, their whole ideology is get more votes. Right. Be it through illegal immigration, be it through shutting down impeachment, whatever.
Chaos.
The point is, they need more votes. That's their whole agenda. The extremists, they know all what this guy wants is votes. So if we gave him 500 votes and he's going to give us access to the media, to the Congress, to the world.
Oh, hell no! We have a responsibility to not only go and put our voice in that ballot box, but we have a responsibility to bring along every single community member.
Okay, girl, bye. Okay, girl, bye.
A few moments later.
Trump terminates deportation protections for Somali nationals living in Minnesota. Why? Because we showed you, everybody, you can't make this stuff up. This right here is bringing the receipts today. We're showing you live on stream that the Minnesota Somali community got caught funneling taxpayer dollars to a terrorist group.
What?
Okay? In 2023, almost $400 million. And within 24 hours of this news breaking, Trump comes out and says, you know what? Pack your bags, baby. You're out of here. This is what we voted for, everybody. Action, action, action by our president. And I'm just getting started today because Kristi Noem is about to drop a bomb I'm going to show you in a minute over cutting NGO funding from a ton of groups. Billions of dollars about to be cut off. Show some love in the chat, everybody. If you appreciate this, hit the thumbs up like button. Thank you so much for your support.
And for Muslims in this room, for so long, I think we've made ourselves believe that this process is for someone else, that we might not be able to create the kind of impact that we want, that if the kind of vitriol that's met with people like myself or Rashida and Keith exists still in American society, why bother? But I believe it is because of that you should bother.
A few moments later.
But when you say, like you said in your speech in France, you said things like, we will conquer the world, we will have the flag at the White House. You got to understand, people get, they get scared of that. They get pushed back from that. I mean, you're saying we're going to take over your country. And maybe you're not saying that, but maybe Quran says that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that. Why? Of course. My Quran said it, and I'm repeating it. Of course. We will take over. Of course we will take over. But just if we look at the numbers, of course we will take over.
What?
Dearborn, Michigan has been completely taken over by Muslims to the point where they're now telling Christians that they're no longer welcome in the city. And it's not just people in the streets, it's the mayor and now the police. They've just changed their badges to contain both Arabic and English. Freedom of religion is one of the things that our country was founded upon, and I absolutely love that. Also, I know that they're not all violent extremists, but there's enough of them that are, that it's a serious fucking problem. When you have crowds like this in Michigan, in the United States, chanting death to America, that's a real fucking problem, bro. These people didn't come over here to assimilate and bring their culture and make our melting pot a better place. They're over there chanting death to our country, and I think they need to be handled and dealt with accordingly and swiftly. Just imagine with me for 1 second. Your family has a spare room. They rent it out to somebody. That person comes in and they start chanting death to your family, death to your family. What do? Do you continue to let them live inside of your house? Listen, it's one thing to peacefully air your grievances about what you don't like about this country. It's an entire different thing to be chanting death to America in mass in the streets of America. But what do you guys think about all this? Let me know down in the comments.
As Sam said, every single time we have infused the kind of multicultural democracy that we want into this system, it's always been met with challenges.
The Muslim community is looking to drag us back. They're looking to oppress women, oppress homosexuals. They're looking to destroy everything that makes America great. President Trump, send ICE. Send ICE into Dearborn. These people have overstayed their visas. They're H-1B chain migration invaders, and they have come to this country to destroy our way of life. We know exactly your laws in your book about lying to our faces, pretending to be Americans, wearing your suits. But that doesn't happen anywhere else where you guys are in charge. There are 53 Muslim majority countries, and in all of them, it is tyranny, destruction, it is shithole living. We have to call it what it is. You guys don't live like we do. We don't want you in our country. We will come and eat your shawarma in Somalia, okay? We don't need it here in Michigan. We don't need it in any part of America. We have a right to self-determination. Our founding fathers fought and died for our posterity, for white Americans. Amen. And we're being driven out. You come here and you marry 4 or 5 women, and you outbreed us. You change the laws. You make all of our country look like the places that you fled from. We don't want you here. Respectfully, get the fuck out of my country. I don't want you here. Get out of here. I don't want you here. I don't want you here. This is our country. And the people, the veterans, the World War II veterans, that's blood has soaked for our constitutional republic, are taking a look around Europe. They're taking a look around America, and they're saying, what the hell did we fight for? We have been taken over without a single shot fired. You guys are outbreeding, insidious parasites on the American way of life. You will never look like us. You will never eat like us. You won't build buildings like us. You are nothing. You can build nothing. Just like President Trump's great American friends have said. You guys are not us, and get the fuck out. America first. America only. God bless America. Jesus is king. 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 Let me grab my... Jesus is king. Jesus is king. Christ is king! Put your hands on me. There's no reason to put your hands on me. Jesus is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. America first!
I live in Detroit. I'll be here tomorrow.
We're coming to make sure you Muslims don't take over. What are you going to do? What are your boss? 2 billion Muslims feel safe in America.
Go. Keep walking. Let's go. Keep walking. Let's go.
We will not surrender. We will not back down. This is what Muslim America wants us to do. They want us to cower. Christians, stand up. Stand tall. America, across this country, rise up just like we did today in Dearborn.
Traitors! It's time to get started. What will our founding fathers do?
These people are here. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You asked for an escort.
I'm not going to join.
And because people have forced themselves to face those challenges head on, that we are still able to represent our communities across this country. And so I say to you, don't allow this to make you diminish your voice. Make sure that you use this energy to make yourself more visible, to speak louder, to have more courage, to be more bold. Because with this particular challenge, we have an opportunity to rise more than we have risen before.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people. We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
Last year, after the president won his second term, I went to 2 of the neighborhoods that saw the largest swings towards Republicans. When I asked those New Yorkers who they voted for and why, I met many who voted for President Trump, and they told me it was the affordability crisis.
Flashback.
Starting in January, we will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burdens, the free access to the best and biggest market on the planet, that's us. But only if they make their products here in America and hire American workers for the job. And if these companies don't make their cars and products here, then they will pay a tariff, a very stiff tariff, when they send their products into the United States for the privilege of competing with our workers and our cherished companies. We're going to protect our companies. We're not going to let them steal our companies like they have in the past. We're going to call this policy Build It in America Plan, because when foreign leaders and CEOs call me up to complain about our tariffs, my answer would be very simple. Build it in America. Very simple. And to be specific, build it in Detroit, and we'll give you good electricity. Or build it in Dearborn or Lansing or Grand Rapids or Flint.
He signed the largest middle-class tax cut in 6 months. in 6 months, in record time, putting more money back into the American people's pockets. So affordability is what the American people elected this president to do, and he is doing it, and you guys refuse to cover it, and you refuse to cover that the previous administration created the worst unaffordability crisis in American history. And I've been watching the TV all day saying that he doesn't want to talk about affordability. That's what he's working on every day, and that's what this administration is doing.
Right now. But you know why they refuse to cover it?
Can I
because they're fake news. That's why. Go ahead.
Can I get her someone?
Sure. Caroline, the Prime Minister would like you to work for him in Hungary.
Please consider.
You know what? That's a very good decision you just made. Please don't leave us, Caroline.
It's another very busy week here at the White House, so let's break it all down in this week's MAGA Minute. The United States economy added 139,000 jobs in the month of May, beating expectations for the third month in a row. The Congressional Budget Office released a report stating President Trump's tariffs would reduce the U.S. budget deficit by $2.8 trillion, and the trade deficit fell in April by more than half as a result of President Trump's America First trade policies. President Trump hosted German Chancellor Merz in the Oval Office for a visit, and the president took part in a roundtable discussion with the Fraternal Order of Police, who just endorsed the One Big Beautiful bill for the no tax on overtime provision. President Trump also delivered a rousing speech on the South Lawn of the White House at the summer soiree for administration staff. And on National Egg Day, egg prices were down 61% since President Trump took office. Promise made, promise kept. Immigration and Customs Enforcement conducted its largest ever operation, resulting in the arrests of nearly 1,500 illegal immigrants. And the U.S. Army met its fiscal 2025 recruiting contract goals 4 months early. The drill baby drill agenda rolls on. The administration has announced that we are opening 13 million acres in Alaska to mining and drilling. President Trump signed a proclamation directing an investigation into who ran the United States while sleepy Joe Biden was in office. And on foreign policy, the president held calls with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping. And the administration submitted a rescissions package to Congress that would codify all of the Doge cuts and claw back $9.4 billion for the American taxpayers. If that wasn't enough, next week we're looking forward to celebrating the Army's 250th birthday. We hope to see you there, and we'll see you next week for the MAGA Minute.
Meanwhile,
New York Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted by a federal grand jury.
Every politician says New York is the greatest city on the globe. But what good is that if no one can afford to live here? City Hall is engulfed in corruption.
Unscientific.
The cost of living is the real crisis. New Yorkers are being crushed by rent and childcare. The slowest buses in the nation are robbing us of our time and our sanity. Working people are being pushed out of the city they built. A mayor could change this, and that's why I'm running. I'll make buses fast and free.
So I can just get where I'm going.
I'll make childcare available to all New Yorkers at no cost.
I want to raise my kid in New York.
And I'll freeze the rent for every single rent-stabilized tenant.
These Eric Adams rent hikes are killing us.
Life in this city doesn't need to be this hard. But politicians like Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo want it to be this way. They care about their donors. They care about themselves. They don't care about you, the working class who keep this city running. This campaign is for every New Yorker who believes in the dignity of their neighbors. And the government's job is to actually make our lives better. We can afford to bring down the rent, have world-class public transit, and make it easier to raise a family. We can do all of that and so much more because this is New York. We can afford to dream.
New York City Mayor Mamdani, who's going to be taking office in January, proposal of a free bus transit has been shut down. New York City Governor Kathy has blocked Mamdani's proposal for the free bus service. She basically said she could not endorse a plan that will cut revenues from a system that relies on bus fare. Now, the crazy thing about this is, you best believe Mamdani already knew this. You don't think his camp knew this? You don't, oh God. He fed you all a bunch of baloney, liberals. We know he can't do that. This man won mayor and he think he's Moses, the head homie in charge, huh? The thing about this is most of the things that he was offering are things that if you did a little research and investigate, you would realize that he is incapable of doing these things.
He's a snake oil salesman. He will say and do anything to get elected. Think about this for a moment. He wants to raise 1%. He wants to raise tax on 1% of New York's high-income earners. As the mayor, you don't have the authority to do that. You know who has the authority to do that? An assemblyman, which he is. He wants to do free buses. He could have done it at assemblyman. He doesn't understand the power of government and how you must making sure you improve your economy, raise the standard of living, and this is what we've done in the city. And I'm looking forward to being on the campaign trail and showing New Yorkers we can't go backwards. And New Yorkers never surrender or quit. I'm never going to quit for the city that I love.
He's a commie. Mamdani's a commie. He's trying to tempt people with, oh, I'll give you this for free, this for free. Nothing is for free. There are things he's promising to get votes that he cannot do. He's a liar.
Let me tell you something. This is a city not of socialism. No. I've been to socialist countries. This is a city where you could come as a dishwasher and you can own a chain of restaurants. This is a city where you can be a cab driver and then become a doctor. This is a city where you could go from homelessness to building housing. This is a city where you could be a young person who's dyslexic, a young person who was rejected, and eventually to be elected to be the mayor of the city of New York. This is the type of city we're in. This is not a city where you use idealism to state you're giving everything to everyone for free. There's no dignity in someone giving you everything for free. There's dignity in giving you a job so you can provide for your family and the opportunities that you deserve. So this is not a city of handouts. This is a city of hands up. We're going to lift up the city of New York.
But no. You know liberals, boy, whatever they hear that sounds good to them in their feelings, they gonna go with it. Which is why I don't even blame Mamdani. He played the system. He capitalized off of stupid people. This is America, and one thing America has is a whole bunch of sheeps, like liberals. Follow a person in the abyss if that person sounded good.
God help us, just listen to this.
When I was an extremist, Islamist, fundamentalist, I would only vote left.
Why is that?
I saw them as very stupid. I would fear the conservatives because they come with principle. That's not someone they can brainwash. But the left, I know they have no values and no principles to begin with. I dare you to find one Islamic extremist that votes for Donald Trump. Never do it. They'd give their vote to the leftist who wants to run around in pride parades. And Islamic extremists are against gays and homosexuals and transgenders, but they want the left to go and get busy with that. And Omar, she's fighting for abortion rights. My body, my choice. Yes, go do that, go do it. But would she have an abortion? Never. Would she kill a Muslim in her stomach? Never.
What is the fundamentalist and jihadi agenda for America?
The future of America has to be Muslim.
And they said that they remembered being able to afford their rent, their childcare, their Con Ed, their public transit more 4 years ago than they could in that moment. And we ran a campaign focused on the same thing.
I think he's frankly, I've heard he's a total nut job.
And it's where the mayor will use their power to reject Donald Trump's fascism.
He's a communist. He's not a socialist, by the way. There's a big difference. He's a communist. He's down and dirty. He's a communist.
There is no borough that will be free from Trump's cruelty.
Now it looks like we're going to have a communist mayor in New York. That'll be a lot of fun.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt did not mince words when she discussed it, previewing this upcoming meeting this morning. Watch.
It speaks volumes that tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House because that's who the Democrat Party elected as the mayor of the largest city in the country. I think it's very telling, but I also think it speaks to the fact that President Trump is willing to meet with anyone and talk to anyone and to try to do what's right on behalf of the American people, whether they live in blue states or red states.
Trump needs to remind Mamdani that Gotham is not above the rest of the country. They also write that he needs to be reminded that he cannot, of course, institute those state tax increases and those income tax increases and those corporate tax increases that he wants to do. The president needs to remind him of that. He also needs to remind him that we should not be seeing in our city what we saw on Wednesday night at the Park East Synagogue when you had protesters trying to block Jewish worshipers from entering their own synagogue while yelling, globalize the Intifada, and saying, we need to make them scared. That was Wednesday night in this city. Kathy Hochul denounced it. Eric Adams denounced it. Zohran Mamdani, well, everyone should be allowed to worship the way that they want. He's already coming out and telling us exactly who he is. Maria, President Trump has lots of information about Zohran Mamdani. He needs to remind him that New York City and the nation are not in lockstep. We are a city of laws.
When it's time to go, you can choose how. You can wait for enforcement, or you can leave on your terms. The CBP Home app lets you self-deport with dignity, directly, and securely. Don't wait. Decide how it ends.
Crying harder. Crying harder. Trump is your president. Crying harder. Crying harder. Trump is your president.
On the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" exclamation point, catch exclamation point.
Do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core.
Hey, let me shut down the city! We are at war!
We're in a war right now.
We are at war.
So you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
And that's why the gloves are off.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic.
And yes, there are many threats to democracy. We see it with these extreme candidates.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
You can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
What the American public want is for us to bring actual weapons to this bar fight. This is an actual fight.
You know, this is literally call to arms.
The MAGA movement is a threat.
But Michelle says that, when they go low, we go high.
No. With all due respect, if they go low, we don't go high.
When they go low, we kick them.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
And make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down because they deserve it.
Get up in the face of some Congress people.
We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your...
We have to fight this in the streets.
We're going to fight it in the streets. It's time to step out of your comfort zone and step out into the streets.
To our Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist! You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
He's not going to have a third term. He may not finish this term.
That's the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. Just saying. There will be news sometime. Just so you know, there will be news.
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.
But if you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.